I could put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks, comedy podcast, spin off of the Two Dicks web series. This is Al Romas. I'm on a ship on the adventure of the seas. We're in the Bahamas. We're getting ready to do a cruise on June 12th. That's Al Ducharme. He's in California, but he's got some sort of a tropical background. Where would that put you there, Alfred? What is that? Bora Bora? Is that
I'm thinking so. Tahiti.
Is that Tahiti?
I don't know specifically where it is, but we do have these very same palm trees. Just a couple. Well, my end of my driveway, we have 4 of these. But beach wise, it's just a couple of miles away. We're not that far. But in LA, a couple of miles with traffic is about 4 days.
Yeah. You don't think of it. You don't think of that with LA. I think of LA as more of a city, working city than I do palm trees and
it's deceiving.
vacay. Yeah, homeless. And junkies and that kind of thing.
Well,
bad television.
That all exists, but it's so big. When you go downtown to the downtown area, that's where you really get the Skid Row streets, and that's only in parts of it. And those used to be the inexpensive areas, so everybody started going in and buying all the property there and condos and whatnot, but they were like in these secured buildings. They couldn't go out at night. You had to get in your car, leave, drive a few miles, do your grocery shopping and come back. But that's all changed now. The encampments are everywhere. We used to have them. We have a little park across the street here, and they started coming in there. But the rich people,
Needle Park.
But the rich liberals over here said, "Wait a minute, we want to help the homeless, but we don't want them in our neighborhood." So they moved the encampments out, and But it is all that. But at the same time, you could be walking down the street and you feel like you're in suburbia, and it's beautiful, and the weather's balmy, and there's trees at night and crickets and whatnot. But we're in a city, and there's a lot of crime. If you go online, you'll see all the crime the night before. You're like, holy crap, we were like 2 blocks from that.
When did crickets become the thing? You know what I mean? Like when comedians bomb, that's always been the crickets. When did that become? Do we have any idea? Is that vaudeville, or why did the cricket become the sound of a comedian bombing? You know what I mean? And I wonder, you always think of that. You hear crickets, or a comic will go, "How was the show?" And you go, "Crickets," meaning no laughs. But what the fuck? Why did crickets become the go-to bombing phrase?
Now,
Any thoughts on that one, Alfred?
Yes, I was waiting for that line. Any thoughts on that one, Alfred? I think you reiterated yourself, because my expression was, what is he talking about? But it wasn't that at all. I was pondering. I was trying to figure out, was that in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s? When did that happen? But we're going to have to do some research.
I'm going to go vaudeville.
You went that far.
Maybe vaudeville. They were outside. Weren't they those barns? Maybe because of barns. Maybe they had a barn type thing, and the guy was bombing, and you heard cricket. Maybe they're actually crickets and fucking hay there.
That's where I'm going
to go with that.
That's where a lot of it derives from, I would think. So I bet you're right on the money.
Maybe those cicadas were cicadas, whatever they're called. Maybe they were there at the time. You hear about those things?
Yeah, only snobs call them cicadas.
I order them in a fancy French restaurant. I get a cicada with my wine to start, and then
welcome to welcome to the Le Pitois. And today we have a very special thing. The cicadas deep fry, very good for you. It's very good.
How are they today, the cicadas? Are they good today? Are they good? The cicadas today? Well, very good.
Monsieur. They are superb.
As long as they're quiet, that's all I care about. I don't care how they taste. Just, do you have those in California now? I think are they all over the country, these goddamn things? How does this work? They're underground for 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about, they put Al Qaeda to shame. Holy shit, they lay in wait
Like
for
the French,
17 years.
like the French resistance. We are underground. We eat cicadas, but today we have them as a very special dish.
But
17 years. I mean, and what do they do when they first come out?
They look to mate and die. That's it. They're gonna mate and then they die, and then the eggs go. They bury the eggs, and I think it's another 17 or 20 years till they'll be back again.
Wow,
they're loud.
All pent up
fucking loud.
Jizz, all pent up jizz.
That's why they're loud. They can't. They're just looking to. I mean,
now they were quite common when I was.
For God's sake.
They were quite common when I was a kid. Now, is it in unison every 17, or is it like a particular nest, or is it like universal? Because I remember hearing them at different times. So was it like what do you call them? What would it be called for insects? Not a herd, not a host, not a gackle, not a pack. What are they called? Swarm?
Yeah, I don't know. Swarm. Let's go swarm.
Let's go with swarm.
Yeah, this seems bigger than, I think every 17 years this is a bigger migration than, but when we were kids, there were cicadas, but they were, you have 3, 5, 6 of them. Now there's, goddamn hundreds and thousands on buildings, and they're taking over.
I would go with millions. I would go with millions.
Millions all across the country. You know what I mean? It seems like we could have wiped this out if we had tried. I don't know. Seems
how
like
do
Fauci
they benefit? How
failed us again. I think Fauci should have been involved.
Yep. I think he was. I think he was involved in every 17 years. He sticks his nose in and gets everybody confused about when and where. So, but what I'm saying was, when I was growing up in the summer, not every summer, but it seemed few years, the cicadas. It wasn't 17. Because I remember
every summer.
When I was. So it must be that swarm every summer. I don't remember it every summer.
No, it was while you were listening to Don Henley and the Boys of Summer. You were looking to get laid, and the cicadas were out. And I'm calling back podcast number volume 118. I think that was a couple ago. But anyway, it's a big thing. But then again, in a week or two, they'll all be gone. That's it. It
you start stepping on their carcasses.
Right.
Some of them are still. Some of them are still moving. Like they're. I don't know if it's nerves. Really? They're moving their little legs.
Crazy.
It's scary.
Shouldn't the birds be coming down? Shouldn't birds be eating them and feasting on these things coming out of the ground?
I think
it seems like nature should be taking care of this, or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
They shouldn't just be able to come out.
How do they help nature? They must be a feeding frenzy, but there's so many of them.
Yeah.
Are all the birds just like with big pot bellies going, I'm stuffed. I'm not going to eat another one of these things for 17 years.
Well, you can't eat French food. It's very filling. It's very rich. You know, you can only eat so many cicadas. Then you go, I'm good. Thank you.
Ironically,
I'm good.
Ironically, history shows us that the French, very low, what do you call it?
Will to fight.
Will to fight. No, their cholesterol levels are much lower than Americans, and that's because of the wine, as they would say, would cut through a lot of that shit.
Vino.
But they would live longer lives, but most of them would get heart disease because they smoke so much.
Yes.
And
speaking of which, sir, good segue. I haven't had a cigar now in 8 days.
Have you killed anyone? Have you killed how many? How many did you kill? Sir, I have your dinner. Son of a, where are they? You can't find some sort of underground thing going on the cruise ship somewhere. They don't sell them in the gift shops.
These Philistines. First of all, the gift shops are closed because we don't have passengers on it, so there's no gift shop.
Yeah, but you go make friends with the gift shop manager and you say, hey.
No, they don't. No. And none of the crew, they're all Philistines. They don't smoke cigars. Nobody. I've been down in the smoking area of the crew area. Yeah, cigarette. Then nobody smokes a goddamn cigar. You know what I mean? I'm the only cultured.
Are you allowed to smoke a cigar even in the smoking area? Because I think that's like
Certainly.
If everybody's smoking cigarettes and everybody's inhaling their secondhand smoke and they're all smokers, I don't think it's an issue. But if you walk in and you light up a cigar, I think everybody's head would turn and they'd be like, you got to put that out.
I don't sail on French
You must
ships,
put it out.
I don't sail with the French.
Excuse me,
no,
Americano, you cannot smoke in here with this thing you have in your mouth, that turd. No? Okay.
I've been in the crew area on other boats, ships, things, and no one ever says a word if you fire up a cigar. But my point is, since I was, a little boy, maybe 7, 8 years old, I've always had a cigar, at least daily. So this is the first time. I've 8 days. I'm going through withdrawals. I've cold turkey. I'm sweating. I'm night sweats. I'm freaking out, man. But I went down to the HR thing. I said, how long for a package, God damn it, to get here? And the guy said 4 weeks, which was an improvement because the last person told me 5 weeks. So this guy said 4 weeks. That puts us at Tuesday, next Tuesday, my package, which won't be here, of course. We know that, but it should be.
Wishful thinking, pal. Wishful thinking.
It's not going to happen. I know.
Do you want to talk about your background? Because you look like a sperm inside of Kermit the Frog's nutsack.
My green screen. I was, I was thinking of putting up some sort of background, and like you did, and I said no, I'll just go with the green screen.
It breaks it up. It breaks up our thumbnail.
Yeah,
so people know it's a different episode.
Yes, sir. Hey, did you see my Facebook page from yesterday? What I posted on Facebook?
I did.
I can't stop laughing. Every time I watch it, I just can't stop laughing. And if you haven't seen it, folks, you probably haven't. I don't know if we're Facebook friends or not. If you want to be, I'm Al Romas on Facebook. But go to YouTube and put in Vince Neil from, what was his band? A Motley Crue.
Girls. We all know who the drummer was.
Yeah. I think they're going back on the road, though. I think that was in the comments. People were saying they're going back on the road this summer and they're charging like $300 for tickets. And you see this. So you got to see Vince Neil, his last concert in Iowa. These poor fucking rubes in Cowtown paying, probably $100 to see this guy. He quits. He quits mid-song, early song, not even mid. It's like the first verse. And he goes, my fucking voice is gone. Sorry. But the beauty of the comedy is the backing tracks are playing. So the band's not even, it's some local probably pickup band. They're playing, but they're not just the only music. So you got the backing tracks continuing and the band has to sing Girls, 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 even though Vince has quit and he's walked away. It's very Spinal Tappy, man. It's just because he's like, my fucking voice is shut. I'm sorry. We'll see you next time. And the band's like, knows they realize we're right at the point and it's continuing. We can't stop. So they just go up and go, girls, girls, girls. He's gone. Oh,
is Tommy Lee in that video? He's not in that. It's another drummer, right?
No. Yeah, this is
you're saying,
the Vince band or.
Okay, but you're saying that Motley Crue is going to have a reunion tour? Is that what you're saying?
That's what the comments. Yeah, people in and they're playing like big or like Meadowlands places. Part of not just them. It's going to be Motley Crue with, Black Sabbath and all these old bands are going to do a tour together. But the tickets are like $300, to see these bands. And there's a little window of what you're getting with Vince. Holy God, it is. But I can't stop laughing.
I will find out. I told you that Tommy Lee, my neighbor, is friends with him. And one time he blocked Bernie's car in.
With his cock?
With his cock.
Bernie said, Al, come out here.
No, she said, excuse me, you're blocking my driveway. And he's like, he came running out. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, we're like, that's Tommy Lee with Tad, and we're like,
and a cock
and a huge huge cock. And Bernie saw the cock and she said, "Oh, that's okay."
She said, "Oh my God, that's what a real cock looks like. Look at that."
Oh, I
geez.
set you up. A lot of cock on this pod. A lot of cock. A lot of cocky talk.
Too much. A lot of cock. Remember David? Was it David Tell's joke where he goes,
"Hey, wait a minute. Did you get a haircut?"
No, I haven't had a haircut since I came. I bet 6 weeks or more. I need a haircut badly, but nothing's
Really?
open.
I was going to say, you look younger. You look younger. You look sporty. You look.
Oh, yeah.
You look like you've been windsurfing. Like,
I haven't had a cigar in 8 days. It's, the aging process has slowed down. Haven't had a drink or a cigar.
You haven't had a drink in a long time.
I haven't had an adult bev. Dig this, since April 22nd. I looked at the calendar the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? What happened to me?
But even before then, you weren't drinking.
Well, I was drinking, no, but I had a beer, but I haven't had anything. I at least had a couple of beers on the 22nd. I haven't had anything.
Like
22nd.
We came back from the hike. We've been kind of on the wagon over here, but we came back from a hike, and I popped open a beer, just because I'm like, I don't count this. This is my reward. We did a 5-mile hike, and when we came back, I had a beer, and then that was it. Then we had dinner.
Right.
But
Sure.
then it's been a few days since I've had anything too. So, but I think I would crack open another beer if I did another 5-mile hike.
Definitely. I just haven't.
My wife is sitting across from me. We share an office, and she's sitting across from me, and she just gave me one of these. With the eyes.
What does that mean? You're gay? Is that
no,
you're
meaning
gay, or what does that mean?
No, because I'm talking on the podcast about being on the wagon, but I don't count having a beer as breaking.
Well, that's not
and she's
like,
that's
not
Did I have more than one beer after our hike?
You just said I'm talking about being on the wagon, but I don't count having a beer.
That's funny. It's called
That's
comedy,
right.
sweetheart.
Yeah.
How about the scar?
Yeah,
Do you want an
boy.
update on the scar?
Not really, but go ahead.
Well, there it is. There's the scar.
I see it.
And I'm putting my ointment on 3 to 4 times a day, and it's starting to look a little more like I just got hit in the head with a pipe rather than run over by a truck.
Looks all right. Not bad. What's the next step? Do you have anything done with it, or is that
no?
just
The
heal
plastic
itself,
surgery. Yeah, the plastic surgery is done, and he said, but first he said it could be almost a year, and then in my last visit, he goes, a year to 18 months. I'm like, what the fuck? It's okay.
Right.
That's right.
And where are you performing? Any comedy coming up? What do we have? What's happening?
We are doing. I'm making this public, Burn. Speakeasy. Okay, we're doing a speakeasy in our backyard tomorrow for mostly neighbors.
What?
And whatnot. What? Yeah, we're performing a comedy show in our backyard tomorrow.
What?
It's
really?
illegal. It's illegal. It's illegal.
And we're having an after show.
And we're having an after show, and we're gonna have We're gonna be smoking cigars in the front patio area. The show is gonna be in the back patio area.
What?
And we have a tarot card reader. We have some music streaming, and we made the purchase of a Bose sound system. Yeah,
I saw the Insta. I think I saw Bernie's. You got Karen Rontowski.
We have Karen Rontowski. We have Can I mention names?
Yeah.
Brian Kiley.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Brian Kiley, who's Conan writer.
Right. Funny tweeter. Very funny tweeter.
Yes, he is. We have the Clarks, Steph and Tom Clark, our comedy couple that we actually get along with. And Steph has Funny Girl events, and she books us on a lot of those. And then we're going to be working with them in Paso Robles, which is just north at a winery. And these winery gigs are so much fun. It's like, why wouldn't they be?
Well, go back to the backyard gig. What is this seat? How does this work? How many people what do we have? How many people can come to this thing? 30, 50?
Yeah, 30 to 50. If I don't think it's much more than 30, to be honest with you.
All right, cool.
Tickets are sold, but it's an intimate gathering, and we do have we got heat lamps, lights, we got it all. It's so funny, you can get up to 82 during the day and drop down to 62 at night. You should and people get a little chilly
on the we need some video on the Patreon.
We'll be taking some video samples, and we'll put it up, and we'll discuss it.
Patreon members, patreon.com/the2dicks. Yeah, we'll just put it for the Patreon members.
Exclusively.
We have a podcast up there, exclusive just for the Patreon members, and that would be good. We'd like to see this speakeasy gig. I remember working with Karen Rontowski in Atlantic City.
Yes.
At the Comedy Stop, and we'd stay at the Ritz. And I remember she used to scare me because she told me it was haunted, and she talked to ghosts or something. And I was like, I'll see you at the show. I don't think I want to hang out with you anymore today because you're creepy. And she had a little dog with her.
Courage.
Had this little dog.
His name was Courage. She still has him.
Yeah.
He's
on God, what is he?
He's on his last leg. He's like,
Jesus Christ, he was old 20 years ago.
And if you walk up to him, you go, hi, Courage. He goes,
well, he thinks you're a ghost because he's ready to go.
Well, because he can't hear, he can't see. All of a sudden, you step in.
He's all over the Rainbow Bridge already. He's thinking you're joining him there, for God's sake.
He's getting ready. As a matter of fact, at the speakeasy, we're going to hold him underwater and get it over with.
She was like, "Oh, there's so many ghosts in this place," and I was like, "You're creeping me out a lot. I'll see you tomorrow."
Bernie said, "How's the ship?"
It's the same. We haven't gone in. We're not doing anything. It's big.
It's the same.
It's a big ship.
Yeah, he's looking forward to having passengers on board on the 12th, which is
a week from Saturday. We cruise, baby.
But when is your first show? Are you doing a welcome aboard?
Saturday night.
Are you doing a wob? Are you doing a wob?
I'll be doing a wob, 2 shows. Welcome aboard twice for the socially distant theater, and then 2 adult shows during the week. I'll be in the theater also. So total.
I think you should do a little videotaping or record something on your phone and share.
I will on the Patreon.com/the2dicks. Sounds good. Join us there on patreon.com/the2dicks.
Do we have to cover anything else to wrap this motherfucker up?
No, we did basically want to talk about a few things. We did. I still, you know what? I was going to talk about that Southwest pilot, but we'll save that for another time. Southwest pilot who was exposing himself in the cockpit, but too much cock on this episode, so
a lot of cock.
We'll save that for another one.
We have to spread the cock out. I'm going to talk to Tommy Lee, and he knows how to spread it.
We want to spread it. Well, maybe he'll be at the speakeasy.
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/the2dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
What?
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Go to patreon.com/the2dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.